welcome to Skilltronics Technologies. Today we are going to learn about the most famous and widely used integrated circuit for hobby projects, that is none other than L293 motor driver IC. It is also called quadruple half-H drivers. Before getting into the insights, we just start with the features. Main feature is that it is having a very wide voltage range varying from 4.5 volts to 36 volts. And it also have a separate logic and motor supply. It do also have internal ESD protection and very high noise immunity. When we say here L293X, here we are going to cover two ICs, L293 and L293D. So, what are the differences between these two ICs? Here we can find out that L293 is having an output current of 1 ampere, whereas 293D is having an output current of just 600 milliamperes. Likewise, the peak output current for L293 is 2 amperes, whereas for 293D is 1.2 amperes. And another difference is that clamp diodes. They are available in 293D and they are not available in 293. So this D represents the clamping diodes attached to the IC. Then comes the applications. The widely used applications of this IC are for driving DC motors, for driving stepper motors and latching the relays. Now let us move on to the pin diagram. This IC is a 16-pin PDIP. Where PDIP stands for Plastic Dual Inline Package. It means that the pins of this IC are arranged in such a way that those are distributed on both the sides of the package. Now let us see the pin diagram. Here you can see there are 16 pins, 8 on the left hand side and 8 on the right hand side. The first pin is 1,2 enable, which is an enable pin. Pin number 2 is your input. Pin number 3 is the output of the driver IC. 4 and 5 are ground pins. Pin number 7 is input. Pin number 6 is output. Pin number 8 is your motor supply. 3 and 4 enable pins is the name of pin number 9, which is used for tri-state enable. 10 and 11 are input and output pins. 12 and 13 are ground. 15 and 14 are input and output pins respectively. So here you can see the pin description in detail. As we discussed that the first pin is enable pin. What is this enable? This is nothing but tri-state buffer enable. So in this IC, internally we are going to have some tri-state buffers, and the control pins of those buffers are nothing but pin number 1. Then coming to pin numbers 2 and 7, 1A and 2A. Those are called 1A and 2A. These are your non-inverting input pins. Coming to pin numbers 3 and 6, they are 1Y and 2Y, which are nothing but the driver outputs. So all these pins are associated to motor 1. 4, 5, 12 and 13 are commonly connected to ground, so we can call them as device ground. Then comes 10 and 15 pins. Pin numbers 10 and 15, they are named as 3A and 4A. These are again your non-inverting inputs. 11 and 14 pins, which are called 1Y and 2Y, which are nothing but driver outputs. And pin number 9 is your 3,4 enable. This is also a pin similar to pin number 1. And all these pins are now associated with motor 2. And remaining 2 pins are nothing but the motor supply called VCC2, which is nothing but pin number 8, and its value ranges between 4.5 volts to 36 volts, as we already discussed in the features. Then comes your VCC1, which is also called logic supply, whose value will be 5 volts, and this pin is used to make your internal circuit operate. So as we find here that we are talking about two motors, so this single IC can control two motors at a time, two DC motors. Let us see how is it possible. In this function, you can see the internal circuit of this same IC L293X. X means it covers both 293 and 293D. So this is how tri-state buffers are arranged inside the IC. Totally, we are having 4 tri-state buffers. So one buffer is connected between pin numbers 2 and 3. Second buffer is connected between 7 and 6. Buffer number 3 is connected between 10 and 11. Buffer number 4 is connected between 15 and 14. Here, pin number 2 is the input terminal for this buffer and 3 is your output. And here you are having a third line, which is nothing but the enable pin for this buffer. So this enable pin for buffer number 1 and buffer number 2 are commonly connected to pin number 1, thereby making this called as 1, 2 enable. So in order to make these buffers active, we have to supply a 0 to 1 logic. That means logic 1 is necessary to activate these two buffers in order to control a motor, that is motor 1. As we can control two motors here, the left side pins are going to control motor 1 and right side pins are going to control motor 2. So for this buffer number 1, we have one input and one output connected to 2 and 3 pins. Second pin is connected to your controller output or any logic value, either 0 or 1. Similarly, pin number 7 is also connected from a controller pin output, or manually you can supply either logic 0 or logic 1. Same is the case for pin numbers 15 and pin number 10. So if you see, when we provide logic 1 here to pin number 2, we must provide the opposite value to pin number 7. That means 0. So if we do so, what happens is logic 1 means 5 volts, logic 0 means 0 volts. So always we know that current flows from positive to negative. So this pin number 2 is going to be your positive pin and pin number 6 is going to be your negative pin. So the current flows from pin number 2 and flow through the motor and reach all the way to pin number 6. So with this, we can say that this M1 is having positive potential on one end and negative potential on the other end. So this is the way how the current flows through, thereby making this motor 1 rotate in one direction, let us say forward. In order to move this motor in reverse direction, we have to just invert the logic supply. Now I am giving logic 1 to pin number 7 and logic 0 to pin number 2. Now this pin is going to be positive and this is going to be negative. In this case, current flows from pin number 7 and reach pin number 2, thereby making this motor rotate in reverse direction. So as the name implies, a motor driver, this this IC is capable of handling a motor to be rotating in positive direction, forward direction or reverse direction by just inverting the polarities, by inverting the logic values at the appropriate pins of this IC. The same is the case for motor 2 on the other side of the IC. So if you apply logic 1 to pin number 15 and logic 0 to pin number 10, motor rotates in forward direction, and if you just invert the values 1, 0, the motor rotates in reverse direction. So everybody knows this general application of a motor driver IC, that you can control two motors in either forward direction or reverse direction. One special application of this IC is that it can also control the speed of the motors. We can also control the speed of the motors using this same driver IC by supplying pulse width modulation inputs to this IC. Now if you see, as we are calling this as half H drivers, literally we will be going to have H bridge inside this IC, and as we are going to control two motors, that means we will have dual H bridge inside this IC. Dual H bridge in the sense, one H bridge is going to control one motor. Let us see how. Shown here is the schematic for H bridge. It comprises of 4 switches to control a single DC motor. The switches A and B are connected to VCC, and the switches C and D are connected to ground. In order to rotate this motor in forward and reverse directions, we need to selectively choose the switches. So in the first case, I am going to switch on 2 switches A and D. When I do so, you can observe that this motor is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So we can say that this is reverse direction. So in order to rotate a motor in reverse direction, we are closing 2 switches. Thereby, current starts flowing from VCC, passes through A and enters the motor from the left hand side and leaves the motor from the right hand side, and the same current reaches the ground through the switch D. Now in order to rotate the same motor in clockwise direction, we need to switch off A and D and switch on B and C. Now see that the alternate switch activation made this motor to rotate in clockwise direction. So with this, we can say that a H bridge comprising of 4 switches can control a DC motor's rotation in both clockwise and anti-clockwise directions. The schematic shown here represents how to interface 2 DC motors with the Arduino Uno microcontroller development board by means of an L293D motor driver IC. Let us map the pin numbers and the connections. Pin numbers 1 and 9 are enable pins, as we already learned. These are to be connected to 5V supply, which is taken from your Arduino development board, represented with a red color wire. Pin numbers 2 and 7 are inputs to your motor driver IC that controls motor 1. Pin numbers 3 and 6 are output pins from this driver IC that drives the motor 1. Pin number 8 is VCC2, which is nothing but motor supply. Pin number 16 is again represented with red color wire, which means its value is 5V. Pin numbers 10 and 15 are inputs to this IC again. These are represented with orange color wires connected from your Arduino Uno. Pin numbers 11 and 14 are the output pins from the IC that drives motor 2. Pin numbers 4, 5, 12 and 13 are by default connected to ground. In this way, we can drive two different motors from a single motor driver IC, and the applications are